Hey everyone, my name is Annika. Welcome to my channel and Happy New Year. I am gonna go through all of my favorite eyeshadows that I used last year. Of course, 2023. I can't believe that. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I keep wanting to say last year was still 2022. But okay, so I think I'm gonna start with my eyeshadow palettes. And I have this bin of them right here. Alright. Let's just start with this one. This one's the first one that's sticking out. And, you know, this was one of the first palettes I bought in 2023. It came out in the spring. Actually, no, I think this was the first palette I bought. So this is the Bella Beauté Bar Pastel Garden palette. This is really nice soft touch packaging, though mine is definitely kind of dirty and it's completely covered in sparkles. I mean, look at these shimmers. They are very, very sparkly, and some of them are like duochromes. So I recently did a two-part video of all the indie makeup that I bought in my first year of being an indie makeup lover, right? Because I'm still very new to this community, and I'm so thankful that I eventually found it, because I'm sorry, but mainstream makeup has nothing on indie brands. But yeah, so this palette, this is one of my most used shades, Aster, this really pastel pink. I did put it in my crease today, and then I did not use any other shades, but I did use something similar to this. But the one thing about this palette is, like, while the mattes are super pretty, sometimes I feel like it depends on what eye primer you use. Sometimes the pastels, like, kind of, I don't know, they blend kind of strangely. I don't know, I feel like if you blend too much, they, like, sometimes will get harsh edges. Be really careful if you use, like, a wipe or something to wipe away the eyeshadow, because that will leave, like, a darker edge where the product interacts with the moisture. I do have that same sort of thing with some other pastels, though, like within my Blend Bunny palettes. But yeah, I mean, I still really enjoy the mattes. I use them all the time. And the shimmers, like, they're super pretty. Like, let me just swatch a couple of my favorite ones for you. False Indigo, and this is Pansy. And then I guess I'll do the, like, this is Sunset Rose. I kind of use that as in like neutral looks. And my hand is stained, but I'm just going to swatch for you. So this is Sunset Rose. It's a very reflective champagne. I really like it. This is Pansy, and it's kind of like an iridescent purple green sheer kind of shadow. And then False Indigo. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, I mean, they're just so pretty. Like, the only thing is that they're kind of creasy. That's all. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I still really love this palette, even though I've had some issues with it. I mean, it is expensive, though. That's why I want you to know. But it is super pretty, and I feel like I've never heard anyone else mention either of the things I told you. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the one I got. So actually, while we're going through the makeup I'm wearing, I did wear 3 of these purples right here also. And this is the J.Cat Chaotic Element 21 color palette Traffic Night Bokeh. I literally cannot pronounce things. To be fair, I grew up, like, as a child, I lived in Singapore and England, and then we moved back to the States. So sometimes with words, like, it's like, I don't know, my pronunciation might be weird, so sorry. But this one is my favorite. I did get 3 of these in a giveaway from Ali Glides, and I still plan to do a video updating you on my thoughts about the stuff I got, which I am so grateful. But this is my favorite one. I was actually very surprised by this quality. I mean, the mattes, they're not the most pigmented. Like, I don't typically use these purples. I'd rather use, like, my Blend Bunny purples, because they're, like, super easy to work with. But I decided to use these. Oh yeah, I used these 2 shades, this shade and this shade. And I did not use any of these, like, shimmers, but some of them are more satins, like these, and then some of them let me just, you know what, I'll swatch one of the satins and I'll swatch this shimmer. The satin is going at a snail pace, and then this shade in the middle is Glitter Backdrop. Here, let me just like show you a little closer. Like, I don't know. Oops, I just like dropped it. But like, the shimmers are really not that bad. I would totally wear this as a lid shade if I had nothing else. But yeah, there is that neutral right there. Like, it's not like, of course, the best eyeshadow ever, but it's pretty sparkly. It's good for like a drugstore brand. And then here is the satin one. I'm not sure how well this is gonna swatch, but I mean, I've been trying to use satins more often. I don't know, it's like not really my thing. I'd rather use a satin like as a base for something. This girl, she's so beautiful. I absolutely adore her. Noopur, I believe. She's over on Instagram. She did a reel where she was showing how she layers like satins underneath more special eyeshadows, and I really have been loving doing that ever since I saw that. I've tried a few of the satins in here and in some other eyeshadow palettes that I maybe hadn't used in a while. So I think if you're like really into all the special, amazing, shifty, sparkly multi-chromes and stuff like that, like I am, maybe just try one over a satin. It can completely transform the eyeshadow. It's really fun. It's just fun experimenting and layering, and that's honestly why I love eyeshadow. But I also really like the packaging of this. Like, the artwork is very pretty. There was another one, it's called like Storm Stimulation or Simulation, I don't know. I have that one still. It's more of like a bluey green cool toned palette, and then I gave my stepdaughter one of the other ones. But I mean, for a, you know, J.Cat, I really haven't tried much from them, but this, I was impressed with this one. Oh, I'm like, where'd my Pastel Garden palette go? I couldn't find it. I'm just gonna mention these again. I did mention these in my last video, which was my other makeup favorites. I didn't really mention eyeshadow except for these two, but I mean, these are so nice. I really love these. This one, I love the packaging. This one's like more grungy. I love it. Let's just look at Surge for a second. I'm so sad about this one. The neons, I guess, could no longer be in production, so they discontinued, and then they discontinued Primal as well. Now, I think Primal was taken away to make room for more product launches, but also I think they said it might not be gone forever. I'm not sure, but here's like the Insane Indigo row right here. Oops, I got some purple on me. And then this shade, Luna, I actually like, I don't know, it's one of my favorites. I've worn it in my inner corner the last 2 days, and I don't know, I really like that shade. I love these pastels. I'm fucking everything up. This is like a light red. It's not like it's more of a light red than a pink, I would say. I love that shade. I love the pastels that Blend Bunny does. The darkest shades are amazing. I mean, the shimmers aren't my favorite in these two palettes, but I've heard that they've improved. These are my only two Blend Bunny palettes, so I mean, I can't speak to that, but I hope that this year at some point I can try at least one more Blend Bunny palette. I'm aiming for 2. I want blends because of the mattes, though that one's out of stock, and then I also want All Done Up. But then they just keep dropping these amazing other launches like Sugar and Grunge, or like what was it? I don't know. The pastel sweet one, the one that's like all scattered everywhere. I don't think I would need that one. I have a ton of pastels, but it's super pretty. And then like Lure and the Machina palette, like I'm sorry, Maggie is a fucking genius when it comes to creating amazing color stories, and I really love Blend Bunny. Highly recommend them, and I cannot wait to try more from them. Alright, so this is, I searched everywhere for this earlier. I was terrified I lost it, but it turned out I had it in like a bag because I brought it to my mom's house for Christmas. But I love this palette. This is my first ever ColourPop purchase too, the So Jaded palette with Kathleen Lights. This is what mine looks like. This I bought at a time where I only owned like maybe 3 or 4 other eyeshadow palettes, and then I had like a MAC single palette. But this one has gotten lots of love. I did not use it for a long time, but I've been dipping into it a little bit. This shade Ametrine, let me just show you. That is Ametrine, one of those mattes with some sparkle in it, but I just love the tone of that shadow. And then another favorite of mine is Smoky Quartz, which I'll swatch for you. Smoky Quartz. That's a shadow I want to wear in a neutral look soon underneath something more special. I love those. There's some shades that, like, when I bought this, I was so new to colorful makeup that I really stuck to like the purpley tones, some of the grungy like greens and oranges, but I started going into like the reds here, like ruby, garnet, jasper's like a bricky sort of color. I've since tried like turquoise, and I had never tried any of those shades like, you know, a few years ago when I bought this. But I absolutely love this. I will keep this forever. I mean, I will always have like a spot in my heart for Kathleen. But I also just love this. I've always loved crystals. And oh yeah, this shade Rose Quartz up here, this is another favorite shade. It's just a beautiful like taupe, rosy taupe shade. I have such great memories with this palette. And okay, wait, while we're talking about this like older makeup, I noticed that Hot Vegan Hannah, who I will probably mention all the time because I absolutely love her videos, and she did so many amazing videos, you guys, over December. Go watch them. Like, that girl is so thoughtful about her collection. I love hearing about her indie makeup. Like, her single shadow collection is great. I just adore her. But she recently did a video talking about all of her what she call it, her nostalgic makeup collection, like older things that she's basically like retired but keeps just because of the memories and the nostalgia, of course. So I think I'm gonna do something like that soon. I already wanted to show you what's in my closet because I have a lot, like most of these palettes here, these are the ones I've been using the last year, and then I have some other palettes. Like all the ones that I'm gonna show you today are my day-to-day palettes, and I do have others that aren't necessarily my favorites that I bought, but they're still out, like they're in my collection. And then there's other palettes that I keep in my closet because they're really old or they're just not my preference anymore, but I have a hard time letting go. So I definitely want to do a video like that soon. But yeah, so this will definitely be included in that. Okay, so this was actually like this was my first indie palette purchase. But yeah, this is the Bella Beauté Bar Oracle palette. I adore this. I mean, this is technically a highlighter palette, but I use it both as highlighter and you know, eyeshadow. It's usually in my, like, if I use it in my inner corner, I'll put the same shade on my cheekbones and whatever. These hard pan a little bit, but like if you just take some tape and stick it into the pan and pull it up a few times. This is the Lovers. It's like a pinky reflect to gold. And then this is the Sun, and it's kind of like a orange to gold, maybe some green in there. They're really, really nice. Ooh, I need to wipe this off. So we got the Lovers and then the Sun. Those are some of my favorite ones. I really love these iridescents. This was my intro to iridescent, so I really like this palette. The packaging is amazing. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I totally recommend this. I think it's worth every penny. This actually has been not just a favorite in 2023, but I got it at the very beginning of my indie makeup purchasing back in like October maybe of 2022. It's been a weekly, if not daily, product in my collection, in my makeup usage ever since. I love it. Okay, so this is a brand that I don't buy from anymore, Glamlite. If you follow my Instagram, you probably know I don't buy from them anymore. But I have 4 palettes, and these are my 2 favorites. We got the Barbie Dream Summer palette, and then we have the Strawberry Shortcake Berrylicious palette. And this one, this Barbie one, I got because of the color story. It is purple, blue, and pink. Okay, as I was saying, this one is super, super pretty. I really love this palette because of the color story. I mean, it's pink, blue, and purple, and I am bi, so I love those colors anyway, but I love like this side of it, really. This whole side is so pretty to me. I mean, I do use some of the blues, but this blue, or it's more like a periwinkle in the middle, Dream Life, that's one I use a lot. I do have a video on this. I'm just gonna swatch a couple for you. Sorry, that was not the best swatch. Oh wait, that did not swatch very nicely. What the fuck? This is How I Roll. And then that other shade was Dream Life, which I'll swatch again. Alright, How I Roll and Dream Life. And, you know, some of these shades over here I need to use more, but I don't really go for some of these tones. And also, I hate this really hot pink, Sunkissed. I don't like that color. I hate those like really neon orangey sort of pinks like as eyeshadow on myself. And then this one, the Strawberry Shortcake palette. This one I think is my favorite just because the shimmers are a little better than some of the other palettes I have. I have the Ice Cream Dream, and then I have the Creeps and Crawls Scooby-Doo palette. And I like them, I still use them, but this one I think is my favorite just because there's some really cool shimmers in here. Like this one, let me just show you. It's like a green, but it has like a reddish brown base, so it definitely seems like a good strawberry sort of themed eyeshadow. It's a very interesting neutral. And then we have this one up here in this green, and I'm gonna swatch a couple more, but alright, this is another interesting neutral. It's like a pinkish copper. I honestly don't even know. But then we got this like interesting silvery green. And then, what else? Oh, and this one I just wore recently for the first time. It's this really interesting like dusty rose, but like it has like an icy lavender sort of sparkle over it. I need to smooth it out a little more. Like I wore that the other day and I thought it looked so pretty. I was just like, I was pretty blown away. I would still rather like, I don't know, wear something that's more dimensional, I guess. That's the thing I don't like about these Glamlite shimmers, but these ones are cool. These ones in the Strawberry Shortcake palette I thought were really nice. I love this, the green in the center. I like that light pink up here. I definitely need to try this one, but I also really like the red and then these two mattes right here. I have worn those on, and if I'm doing like a red look, I like to try and include this bright red. It's so pretty, even as just like an accent. Let me try and show you a little better. But yeah, there's some cool shades. Now, Glamlite I don't buy from anymore because, well, I had a weird experience, but yeah. I still like these. I'm going to use what I paid for, but I'm not interested in buying from them anymore. I would rather try some other brands that maybe I haven't tried before, or like Davina, a brand that I only just bought from for the first time and would love to buy more from, you know, brands that I don't have an issue with. So yeah, now let's go on to my Oden's Eye. I honestly, these are all 5 of the palettes I have, but I would consider all of them favorites. First, let's talk about Trick or Treat. This one might be one of my favorites just because I love the greens. I love those like mustardy shades. and I love those cool toned reds are amazing. Those are definitely my favorite shades in the palette. And then of course I love that like bright green, and then that shimmery, it's not like a multi-chrome because it's green, but it's like a dual chrome green where it's like a dark to bright grass green. It's very interesting. And then this shade right here is a really nice like interesting neutral, and I love this copper color Deadly, so pretty. Mummy's Curse is like a very nice pale yellowy shimmer, so I really like that. I think Angie always has killed it. And then while we're talking about the Halloween palettes, I got the little ghost here. I adore the Oden's Eye artwork, but oh my gosh, purples. Of course it's gonna be one of my favorites because it has all those beautiful purples. That is such a nice dark purple right here. Super pretty lavender shimmer. And then I love this dark blue creepy with this haunted, more like periwinkle sort of blue. And then there's some nice reds in here too. Love that bright yellow. I feel like that offers such a fun pop and of contrast, and I fucking love this palette too. I'm not sure which one I use more. I feel like, because I love purples, but I also have been trying to use more warm tones in the colder weather, so I don't know. But while we're talking about Angie, let's talk about the Gila palette. I mean, I got this along with these other two palettes, the two Christmas ones, but this one, oh my gosh, I definitely need to pull this one out and use it. I think I'm gonna leave it out so I can use it because it's so pretty. I think my favorite shade would be I love the iridescent, though I don't like the hard panning, but I love this like taupey, almost like mushroom sort of brown. I love that baby pink. I love this shade Moss, but I honestly think Rebirth, this pastel yellow right here, is one of my favorites. Super, super pretty. This is a great one. This one is my favorite artwork of Angie's palettes. I just love that. I just love that. I remember my daughter, like she must have been like just turned 4 when I got these. She was like, "Ooh, that's scary." And then I pulled this out and she was like, "Oh, she's pretty." But yeah, I absolutely love that. The artwork's great. And then of course we've got these two Christmas palettes. Merry Christmas palette. This one is my favorite of both of them, though I like them both for different reasons. I love that shade Elf Wish, and then Best Wish is that pastel green. And like, honestly, when I first was buying these, I really wanted this one over this, but that green just sold me, and I'm so glad I got it because I love this palette. I love that shade Gingerbread. Then there's like this really beautiful shade Santa Star. I've worn a few times, and in December, you know what, I'll just swatch a couple, I guess. Santa Star and All Right, we're gonna swatch. So there is Santa Star and there is All Right. That is a huge swatch, oh my gosh. That is a monster orange swatch, but I really like these. I love the Christmas trees are so pretty. And I love how this one's blue. Like, this one is just so nice. Love this. I love this neutral, like, taupe sort of shadow. And then we'll do the multi-chrome. And I love Blue Star. Alright, so what is this? Silvery Dream, Gorgeous, and Blue Star. So let me just swatch these for you. Yeah, that, if I'm going for something like basic, simple, I love that taupe shimmer. I'll just do a neutral look. And that Gorgeous shade is amazing. And I love the dark blue from Blue Star, or New Star, what is it? Blue Star. That one is amazing. That, like, that shadow in particular gave me a whole new appreciation for dark, sparkly blues, because I'm not really a blue eyeshadow wearer, like, at least not very much, but that shadow is amazing. I love it. Alright, so I got my last favorite indie eyeshadow palette right here, which is the New Neutrals Remix palette. This is so pretty. These are like some of my perfect neutral mattes. I love this shade kind of neutral, and then Never Shy is amazing. I love this Soft Glamour shade, which is, it's a little similar to that other one from the Oden side, like the taupey shade, but it's a nice neutral. This one's, I think, a slightly more rosy. And then this one my daughter has destroyed, but that one is Feelin' Famous. I really love this palette. I also have the Look for Rainbows palette, and while it's super pretty and I love it, I would not call it a favorite just because the shimmers are so creamy that they crease. Like, I'll look up and then suddenly my eyeshadow's like way up to here. Like, I don't know, it's just hard to work with. I have to use the Bella Beauty Bar primer potion, but I also have to do a thin layer of the eyeshadow when I wear it just to make it work, and it still creases, which is still a pain. So I mean, it minimizes the creasing with the Bella Beauty Bar shimmer primer, or the Shimmer Stay primer potion, I believe. I love that for the more creamy eyeshadows. With these neutrals, I still sort of have that issue, but I feel like it's not as bad with these ones. The Look for Rainbows palette is still very pretty, and I think, like, if that's not a worry for you, like creasing, whatever. I just don't understand why no one seems to talk about this. Like, I don't mind a little bit of creasing, but normally, like, if you use a glitter primer, it shouldn't move anywhere. At least that's what I'm used to, and I have eyeshadows that won't move if I have a glitter glue. If I don't have a glitter glue, then I get creasing pretty much no matter what type of indie formula it is. But yeah, if it still creases when I'm wearing a glitter glue, I'm just kind of like, okay, this is annoying. But yeah, I love these two mattes right here. This one I feel like shows up darker than it really is, like on my eyes. I don't know if you can see, but I really love these. I'll swatch two of these. Got Soft Glamour and Never Shy. I know my hand is like completely covered in other eyeshadow now at this point, but yeah, I really love this. I recommend that one. And then now I'm going to talk about two palettes that I guess were my favorites before I got into indie makeup. And the Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes palette. This one, and I still feel like, I mean, I haven't personally really tried much Natasha Denona or like Pat McGrath, but this is, before I bought any indie eyeshadow, this was my most expensive palette I owned, and of course it was from Sephora. I really like it. I think there's some really nice shimmers. The mattes, I mean, it's not like they're the worst. Like this shimmer right here, that could be so much worse. That is the shade Please Me, and I really like that one. And then, oh yeah, there's Tantric. Tantric. That one's pretty good too. But they're just like basic neutrals. Basic neutrals, and now I have quite a few indie eyeshadows. I don't have a lot of neutral eyeshadows like from my indie collection. I do want to expand that this year, get some more spicy neutrals. But I mean, before, this is what I had. This is what I had to work with. I really liked it. I like these mattes a lot. Though the thing with Huda Beauty mattes, I feel like they don't always appear on the skin as they look in the pan. Like, it will look like 2 shades darker, for example. But I still like this. I use it from time to time. I've found so much better. Like, if I'm gonna go do a neutral look, I'm either gonna use the eyeshadows in my neutral singles palette that I built. It's like a BYOP, or I would just use the new neutrals remixed. But I still like this. I still use it, and I don't plan to get rid of it. Alright, and this one, like, it's like rubbed off completely, and you can't even see the brand. But if you know anything about ColourPop, you probably know that this is from them. And this one, it's like a berry purple color story. I think this is so pretty. Sorry, I'm trying not to blind you guys with these mirrors, but I have not actually picked this one up in a while, so I feel like I should. Maybe I'll swatch. I don't like this. Just look at this shade. But I love this silvery shimmer. Do one of these mattes. Alright. So this shade I wouldn't really, I mean, it's like, it looks like it's supposed to be like a duochrome sort of thing, but it's just didn't work out. Alright, and then this one, and that's my favorite shimmer in that palette. It's like a icy purple. And then we got these other shadows. I need to wash my hands. But I mean, this palette is really nice. I like to use it more so as like building blocks ever since I found, you know, indie multichromes, and especially purple multichromes. I love to like use some of the mattes. Maybe now I'll try one of the shimmers and then top it off with maybe an iridescent multichrome or something like that. But yeah, I really like this. I didn't even say what it was, but it's the Orchid You Not palette by ColourPop. This one is probably my favorite monochromatic palette that they've done. But I've decluttered some of my ColourPop eyeshadows, though some of them I still think are really good. Oh wait, actually that's gonna be the last thing, and I'm gonna come back in 1 second. Okay, so before we stop talking about ColourPop, I did want to bring over 3 quads I have. I don't know what the hell is it, Sweet Talk collection maybe? I don't know. I never knew what collection they were from. But I have 3 of them here, though I do have more. And I have also given a couple away because I did win a bunch of these from Ali Glines. Though this one is definitely my favorite. This is the Cream Soda Quad. It is very pretty. I love these like caramelly, warm, sort of light shimmers, and the mattes especially. Very pretty. I have worn those, even though it's like I don't really want to wear something that's maybe this non-sparkly now that I've tried indies. But for something like simple, quick, easy to throw on, no fail look, I really liked this quad a lot. And I actually only just tried it towards like maybe the end of the year, and I was like, why have I not used this one yet? This one is like the prettiest one. And then we have Sorbet right here. I've used this a few times, mostly for the mattes. But I like to use these more like satiny type of shimmers from ColourPop or whatever, Huda Beauty. Like, I like to use them on the lower lash line with more shimmers that maybe like you don't want to use as a lid shade, but still want to try it and like wear it in a look. And then we've also got the Silver Spoon one. This one doesn't have 2 shimmers. It has 3 mattes, a black, a dark grayish shade, and a more taupey gray. I love that taupey shade. I love this for when I'm doing a grayscale or like, I don't know, blackened look. I don't do grays very often, but I do like this one. But yeah, I would definitely say these 2 are my favorites, Sorbet and Cream Soda especially. I have a few others. I have like the Peach Please one, and then I have, I think it's like dark chocolate maybe. It's some sort of like dark brown one. But yeah, I mean, these are nice. I won them, so it's not like I spent my money on them. I would personally probably not spend the money on these 2, but I would definitely buy this one if I could. I don't think they have these ones anymore, but yeah, so those are all of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. And you know, I definitely have more than this. I do have more than this, and I don't even know how many eyeshadow palettes I own, but I definitely want to do some sort of like palette collection. I do want to declutter at some point during this year, but before that happens, I need to do a full face of all the worst makeup I own, because I've been wanting to do that for so long. And I think that'd be hilarious, because I think I have something for every category, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it soon, maybe in the next few months. But I have a bunch of video ideas I want to accomplish, so the next one will be my eyeshadow singles. And yeah, I just can't get into the singles right now. I gotta get going. But I thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate all of you. This last year, being in the indie makeup community, has truly helped me in so many ways, like probably more than you guys can know. But over on Instagram, my handle is annikacivettiartistry. Like, I have so many amazing friends over there. So wait, my makeup today, my eye look was completely inspired by a look one of my friends did, Crayon in the Box. Wait, in the box. Oh, it has 2 X's, and this is Violet. And she did this adorable look. Oh my gosh, it's right here. She did this look, and I fucking love it. Actually, I'll put up a picture right here. But I was just like, I need to try that because it was like purpled into an iridescent green, and I love it. I love it. Look at my eyeshadow. It's so pretty. But so thank you, Violet, for the inspiration on that. I absolutely love this, and I love how creative you are. Your makeup is so beautiful, and oh my gosh, yeah, I had to try this. Love you guys so much. Thank you all for being there for me and being supportive to me over the last year or so that I've been in this community. Like, it honestly means so much to me. I have amazing people that I follow over there and that follow me, and I could not be more grateful because you guys have seriously like changed my perspective on not just like myself and my self-confidence and stuff, but like also on the world. Because, and this is gonna sound probably kind of dark, but like I had just kind of given up. Like, I just feel, and I still kind of feel like this because I feel like there's so much negative, evil shit out there. There's so much corruption and fucking violence and so many awful people that are so like greedy and fucking entitled, and the world revolves around like the rich people, and like everyone else is left to fend for themselves. And I could go on, but I had lost faith in humanity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the indie makeup community, just the people on Instagram that I have come across, you guys have shown me so much kindness and compassion and support, and I can like literally talk about anything to you guys, and I know I'm not going to be judged. I'm going to be lifted up and encouraged. And before I start crying my makeup off, I haven't taken my pictures yet, so oh my gosh. But yeah, like you guys help me in so many ways that you don't even know. And being able to talk about what I need to talk about when I need to talk about it, because I am a Sagittarius and I cannot censor myself, okay? So, I mean, it's just like, it's very empowering to me, and I hope you know, I'm sorry, I'm like rambling so much, but I hope you know how much I appreciate you. And yeah, I love you guys, and I see all your comments, even though lately I have not been able to really keep up with them. I thank you guys so much, and yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of January, and I hope that this year is the best one yet for you, okay? Bye, thank you so much.